Okay, perfect. Okay, we're making it happen. Hey guys, I got a surprise for y'all. We actually have somebody that went through the process themselves and got a smoking deal on the car that they did pretty much completely without me. Actually, they were just calling me from time to time just to check in, but I wasn't guiding them at all, no babysitting. All right, you have the microphone. Talk to people, tell people about your experience, what you got, what was it like?
Yeah, okay. So I started looking for a new car, I guess about 3 weeks ago, and I started scouring YouTube, trying to just find out different tips on how to negotiate, and came across one of your videos and really liked how candid you were about the whole process. So I binge watched every single 60-minute car video I could possibly find. And so the way the process started for me was I did what you said to do, and I did a nationwide search on TrueCar.com, Car Gurus, Auto Trader, Cars.com, CarsForSale.com, Craigslist, eBay. I mean, everything I could possibly find. And I just started kind of doing a comparable price on the car I wanted, which was a 2014 Nissan Maxima SV. And I kind of got an idea of what the basic price was. So I called my credit union. They gave me a check for 14.5. Obviously, I didn't want to use all of that, so I started at 12, and I was just calling dealerships. And a lot of times, every dealer would ask me, "Hey, what kind of budget do you have?" And I would say, "Don't have one." They would say, "Well, what kind of price are you trying to stay around?" I said, "Don't have that either. I'm only searching for the best deal. What's the best deal you can offer me out the door?" And they would say, "Well, when can you come in for a test drive?" And I said, "I don't come into the dealership unless I'm coming to pick up the car. So if you can't give me a good, your best out the door price, then no worries. Have a good day." And some of them would tell me, some of them wouldn't. And the car that I found, so I live in Texas. I found one in Oklahoma City. So I called this dealer, and they said, we don't do a sales tax, but we do a dealer processing fee, which we all know is bullshit. And so they said my out the door price would be 13.6. I was like, I'm looking at 12, and they said, yeah, we can't do that. And I said, okay, cool, thanks. Hung the phone up. Uh, Maybe a couple of days go by. They called to check in, said, hey, man, we really know you like the car. We'd love to get you in, but there's no wiggle room. The car is gonna sell fast. And I was like, nah, I'm stuck at 12. Sorry, can't help you out. And then about a week later, they call me back and they said, hey, are you still interested? And there was another Maxima that I was interested in, but I didn't really like the color. And this guy was going to get me out the door at 13. But what I told them is I said, hey, I was like, I'd still be interested. I said, I would even be willing to negotiate a little bit, but I have another deal that I'm probably going to go with, and they're going to get me out the door at 12.5. And they said, okay, hey, we'll have our sales manager call you back the next day. So he calls me back and he goes, hey, man, I wanted to follow up, and I know you're interested in, trying to get out the door at 12.8. But I don't want to lose any business over a couple of $100. So if you could do 12.8, he goes, I'll make that happen. And so I went into this looking to spend no more than 13. That was kind of like my mindset. And so I got it for 12.8. They're doing the pre-purchase inspection now. That's going to be done tomorrow, and then I'm gonna cut them a check. And I did that all through 60-minute car. I mean, I feel like I learned like I got a fucking doctorate degree and how to negotiate better. So all the props to you, man. Much appreciated.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for this testimonial. Here's the thing. How long, like if you put this, your entire shopping process, right, your entire time, how many hours would it be?
Oof, man, I spent. It would be like like 10 minutes here and there throughout the day, and I did it probably a good 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. So
So, I mean, let's say you spend 20 minutes a day, right? And then times 21 days, that's 400 minutes. 400 divided by 60, what is that coming out to? Somewhere just under like 8 hours or so, right?
yeah, yeah, probably about that. And that even though that seems like a lot of time searching for a car versus what I would have spent going to a fucking dealership and spending half my day on a Saturday was
Uh-huh.
well worth the time. I mean, it was.
Absolutely.
and the and,
Absolutely.
and the thing that you kind of showed me also was like, don't go into it like in a rush or to be too excited. So I kind of conditioned my mind not to fall in love with the car that I like, and I prepped my mind to just say whatever the dealer told me was just to stick to my guns and say, hey, if you can't do 12, I'm out. Okay, cool, thanks, have a good one. Hung the phone up.
Dude,
And
I love it. Dude, the phrase that you're using that I really like is sticking to your guns. I'm gonna use that one. You gotta stick to your guns because dealers do not have people lined up out the door. When you're negotiating, I mean you're in physically at the dealership. How many people are there lined up to buy that car? Nobody. Nobody, you're the only one. Right?
yeah,
So
and what's funny? I didn't mean to cut you off. Uh, this one particular dealership, I called him and he was like, "Hey, are you paying cash or finance?" And knowing I'm paying cash, I said, "I don't know. I'm kind of undecided right now." And he called. We kind of went back and forth a little bit, and I was like, "Well, hey, man," I said, "if you can get me in at 12, I'll come up there and cut you a check right now." And he goes, "Well, hey," he goes, "Well, who are you going through?" And I told him the name of the credit union, and he goes, "Well, hey, man, would you be open to financing it for us, or financing it from us?" And I was like, "Yeah, if you could beat 4% interest, absolutely." And he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, hey, never mind. Give us a call back if you're interested." So
yeah, because what he was hoping to do, he was like, "Oh, well, yeah, we're not gonna make a lot of money on a car, but we'll give you $11,000. We'll give you a deal at 11 grand. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you 10% interest rate. We're gonna make like 7 grand in interest rate."
yeah,
So another reason I was asking you about how much time total you spent is, I mean, you saved somewhere around $2,300 or something like that, including taxes and all that. Am I doing my math right? Because I'm doing this off the fly. I
that,
mean,
yeah, that sounds about right.
okay, it doesn't seem like a huge amount of money. It's $2,300, right? It's not 10,000, it's not 15,000, but I mean, you do the math, 23 divided by 8 or 9, or let's say even 10 hours that you spend. That's even if you spend 10 hours, right? That's $230 an hour. I mean, unless you're making $230 an hour, you need to be going out there and fighting for your shit.
Yeah, and I tell you, the biggest thing that really helped me out is not going to the dealership, because
Exactly.
all these guys that would tell me, "Hey, when can you come in and look at it?" I would always, make up something and say, "Hey, I'm not in town right now. What I would like to do is make a deal over the phone. You give me your best out the door price, and if everything works out, I'll get a pre-purchase inspection, and then I'll cut you a check, come up there, and pick up my car."
Absolutely, absolutely. You agree on the price, then you have the pre-purchase inspection done only after you agreed on the price. And then you go
Right.
pick up the car, or if you don't feel like it, holler at Russ, which I give you his number. If you need a car picked up, just holler at Russ. That's it. It's simple as that. let me ask you another question. Since I asked you earlier, and you said you were, what you do for a living is you're in sales and marketing, right?
Right.
And I am too. I used to work at a fucking car dealership, So what do you think are the chances of an average person coming to a car dealership and out negotiating a professional salesman?
I mean, I mean, It's not like I was like I had a bunch of sales experience with, negotiating with cars. I mean, at the end of the day, negotiating is negotiating. But what I took from like my marketing sales background versus what I learned from your videos was vastly different. So I kind of went into it like, hey, even though I have some marketing and sales background, I still don't know shit about negotiating a car. Like all the insights that I learned from you. So I kind of went into it like a newborn baby. Like I didn't know shit, and
Exactly.
I watched your videos and everything I learned. And literally, I mean, I spent probably as much time as I was looking for a car, I would have your videos on in the background and listening and that. So if I can, I'm not I'm not a dumb guy, but I'm not like an engineer by any means. But if I can fucking do it, anybody can do it. I mean, I literally followed everything you said. I mean, to the T. Don't go into the dealership. Uh, call. The biggest thing also is do a nationwide search. When I did that and I could find the true value, like I'll give you a quick example. There was a Maxima that I found. It was a 2014. This guy was asking 16 for it. Granted, it had 40,000 miles on it, but if that's your only selling point and you're still asking for 16, that was bullshit. And so after doing the nationwide search, I was like, man, there is no fucking way I'm paying that much. So not going into the dealership and doing a nationwide search was probably the two biggest tips that I got from you.
Yeah. So you don't need to be some kind of FBI negotiator to get a great car deal. Like you're negotiating a car price. Okay, you're not out there in fucking Fallujah with ISIS. Like, like if one car doesn't work out, go get a different one. Like if one dealership doesn't work out for you, who cares? Go get a different one. I mean, there are millions of these cars. I mean,
Yeah,
you're not negotiating, one of a kind Ferrari GTO for $40 million. You're getting a $30,000 car. I mean, the reason I'm saying this, an average person is, average car sale in America is around $35,000. Like
right.
this is not a science process. Like I mean, I got a fucking GED. If I have a GED and I can teach someone how to negotiate, like this is not science.
Yeah. No, the one thing I really loved about your videos is like you kind of gave everybody a behind the scenes of how a car deal actually works, and knowing all the tactics that a car salesman is going to use. The average person doesn't know that. Like I mean, but before I saw your videos, I was doing the same shit. I was going into the dealership going, well, hey, I got this much to spend, and I can't go over this. And every fucking time I would walk away spending over that amount that I went in there for, and buying bullshit like extended warranties and Gap and all this extra shit that the dealership makes money off of. And this time, man, I felt like I went in there, have my clip loaded, had all the ammo I needed, and I was like, man, and I'm not an expert by any means, but I was like, if I follow everything that you showed me that I learned from the videos, like I can't fail. Like I'm gonna come out of this with a good deal.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, if an average person is going to be going to a car dealership, they have no chance to get the best deal possible. Why? Because the salesman will be using sales tactics, better negotiating skills, and a lot of peer pressure to make you, the customer, do something that's not, very good for you, you know? Like, dude,
Yep.
you don't need $900 gap insurance on a car that ain't worth that much. That is, if you're buying it at market value, you're gonna sell it at market value. The insurance company is gonna value it at market value. So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I I got gap insurance through my credit union loan, and it was like 90% cheaper than what it would have been with the dealership.
How much do you pay for gap insurance?
I think it was like 249.
Dude, I'm gonna blow your mind. You can get it even for less than that. You can get it for free from your insurance company. Literally, you can cancel it with them and just call your insurance company. And you only need it for about on your car because I mean you don't have like a $35,000 car. It's not a brand new car.
Right.
You need it only for 3 or 4 months, maybe 5 months at the most. 5 months at $5 a month. I'm not a scientist, but that's about 25 bucks. So you can
Ooh,
cancel it.
okay. My next call, because I haven't done the deal yet, so I can still call my credit union and just tell them I want to cancel the gap. So I'm gonna do that as soon as we get done. My insurance agent will be my next call.
Yeah. So you only need gap insurance if your car is going to be depreciating fast. You're buying a used car, like it's not going to be depreciating fast. It did its depreciation in first 3 years. So if I were
Right.
you, I wouldn't get gap at all. But if you want to spend 25, 30 bucks, I mean, it's not going to, break your budget. Have gap insurance through your insurance company for $5 a month, or ask them for free because there's a lot of insurance companies that will give you gap insurance. It's $5 a month. It's very, very cheap.
Well, what they did, the 249, they just rolled 249 into the loan.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I want you to save another $200.
Okay. Hey, I'm all
I'm a,
about saving.
dude. I'm on the same page. I mean, that's shit. That's why I have this channel. Um, what else? Do we need to cover anything else? Do you think we have anything else that we would add for people that are watching this?
Man, before I landed on your channel, I would literally I pulled up how to negotiate with a car salesman, and I probably watched the first, I don't know, like 10 videos, and I watched maybe, I don't know, the first like 2 minutes or so, and everybody, I was like, this guy's fucking whack, 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 whack. And I saw you, and it was just something about like, I forget the first video I watched. I think it was the how to negotiate a car sales deal, and I just loved your approach, and I was like, man, let me see what this guy has to say. And I watched the whole video, and I was like, damn, this guy might be onto something. And not to mention, you had your phone number in the comments, and I was like, let me see if this works. So I'm like, and you answered, and I was like, holy shit, all right, all right. And then so, man, and you were always there every time I called. You were like, hey, what can I help you do? You even said at one point, you're like, hey, even if you don't like come through me specifically to get a car, what can I do to help you? And I was like, damn, man, what kind of customer service do you find like that these days? You don't. So, man,
Oh my god.
you, you, you killed it, man. Uh,
Hold on.
mad. That's all I can say.
The funniest part is, guys, like you don't know this because you haven't been there in the conversation. Like this guy didn't even use my service.
Yeah, you didn't make any money off me.
Dude, it like it's not that hard for me to pick up a phone and give you 2 minute pointer. You're not diffusing a bomb. Like I'm not gonna be spending 45 minutes like doing heart surgery over the phone. Hey, just do this. I mean, you texted me, bam, I sent you. Do this. This is how you
Yeah,
phrase. This is how you respond, dude. It's so simple. I mean, I called Bank of America. It gives me like 2 hour waiting. I was like, are you multi-billion-dollar company doesn't have like somebody there to pick up a phone? It's insane. So guys, if you're looking to get a car, get educated, become a car buying professional. This is a skill that you will have for the rest of your life, right? How old are you?
well, I'm 44.
Dude, you look like 30. Holy crap, you are fooling me.
Oh, thanks, man. Now I'm an old man.
You're gonna be buying so many more cars. like an average person switches cars like every 5 6 years. If switch car every 10 years, you still got like at least 5 cars you're gonna buy. Like this is a skill that you learn for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
All right.
And I am gonna like be able to like when I hear coworkers and friends talk about buying a car, now I'm gonna be able to go, hey, you know what? The first thing you never do, don't go to the fucking dealership. You don't have to do that. But I think everybody's so preconditioned to go, this is how it's done. And nobody goes, well, why do I have to do it like that? Just because everybody else is doing it? Like I shouldn't ask questions and go, hey, there's got to be a better way, right? Like I shouldn't just have to be like a mindless zombie and just go to the car dealers, you know, like fuck that. There's way better ways to do that.
Absolutely. Um, I think we're gonna be. I'm out of questions. Maybe you know what? Maybe we could, if you want, later on we can hop over to like a stream and just chat if you want. Maybe you can answer
Yeah.
some questions from like the consumer perspective. You know, if you
Oh,
want.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna be wrapping this up, dude. Thank you so much for showing up.
Hey, no worries. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having my back, even though I wasn't able to do a deal through you.
Dude, don't
Just
worry
the
about it.
fact that you schooled me through everything to get this deal is just a testament to how much I believe in your system. And next car, I will absolutely try to do a deal like specifically through you and just have you take care of everything.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right. Thanks. Appreciate it. I guess
Hey, no worries. Take
have a
care.
good one. Bye bye.
You too, man.